Hello, I'm Matt and I'd like to welcome you to the channel. If today is your first visit to our channel, please like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you will know when we upload a new video. I recently wrote a book that I called Deciding for Life: How I Lost 70 Pounds Without Working Out and While Still Eating Foods That I Love. And one of the difficult things in writing a book about that is trying to express to other people how much better they might feel if they lost a substantial amount of weight. Now, because I have lost a substantial amount of weight, I really know what it feels like. And I don't really think a person can really, truly know until after they've lost the weight. And then they sit down and think about it a bit. But in one of the chapters, I talked about a way a person, as an example, not something I'd recommend somebody to do because they could end up hurting themselves if it was too much weight. And with some people's medical conditions, it might not be a good idea. But one of the things that I talked about was going to their home improvement store as an example, not something someone should do, but finding an item that weighs as much as they need to lose in order to get to a proper BMI. And tote it around for a little while and then put it down and see what it feels like after they put it down, because it'd give them an idea what being that much lighter would feel like. Well, that was just an example, not something I would expect somebody to do. But what I thought I would do, because I've lost 70 pounds, is remind myself of how much better I feel after losing 70 pounds and kind of give myself an idea, a really good reminder. So what I'm going to do today is I have 70 pounds of lead. I'm going to put it in a backpack. I'm going to put it on my back. I'm going to go for a walk. And you might be wondering, why does a guy have 70 pounds of lead laying around? Well, my dad happens to like casting bullets, and he has these ingots that are all over the place here, so they're a convenient weight that I can use and easy to measure out. So I'm going to weigh them on a scale here in front of you, and then I'm going to put them in a backpack. The scale only goes up to 55 pounds, so I'm doing 2 stacks of 35 pounds, which actually comes out to a little bit more than the 70 pounds because it doesn't come out to exactly 35 pounds for each one of the stacks. But I'm going to weigh it out, put it in a backpack, go for a walk, and see how it feels. Here we go. Okay, that stack is 35 pounds, 1.6 ounces. Over in the backpack it goes. Hope the backpack holds all this and doesn't tear. It's the only backpack I've got. Oops. Back to zero. Okay, that's 35 pounds, 7.6 ounces in the backpack. I haven't tried this before. Not sure how it's going to go, but you're at least along for the ride. Okay. Wow, that's pretty dang heavy. Ooh, sounded like a little tear. Well, let's move this away so I don't tear up the backpack, hopefully. Okay, let's go for a little walk. I figure when I was 70 pounds overweight, walking down to the mailbox was a little bit of a pain, so that's where we'll go first. It was actually heavier than I thought it was going to be in a backpack. And I know, it's not exactly like having the weight distributed around your body like it would be if it was your fat, but it still is pretty danged heavy, and it is a really good reminder of what it feels like to be 70 pounds heavier. Excuse me for the shaky video. I know if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I usually have things on a tripod because I really don't like videos that bounce around, but I couldn't think of a better way to do this. I'm kind of surprised I'm actually getting out of breath already a little bit. Now my dad, he's kind of heavy. He's probably about 210 pounds and 5'6", and he's 87 years old. And he does get a bit winded walking out to this mailbox. So maybe this will be a good example for him too of what it might feel like if he didn't have all that weight to tote around. He already checked the mail, but we're going to walk out here anyway. And that isn't very square. That looks a little better. That looks kind of funny, though. Gotta fix that. Whew. Well, let's see. We're out at the mailbox. And the mailbox, if I remember right, is about 300 yards from my house. I'll measure it here in a little bit and put some notes in the description below. But I can tell you, it does feel a lot better when I'm not carrying this backpack to walk out here and back. Wow, it's kind of surprising. Well, at least the backpack didn't break. I did hear it tear a little when I went to pick it up from the one strap, which is partly why I set it on the bench and just used both straps in my shoulders. This is really a good reminder. I might have to do this once a year. It's really easy to go back to being overweight again. And this is really a good reminder, as what is in this backpack is exactly the amount of weight that I lost, or actually a little bit more than by about a pound, I guess, or about a half a pound. But it's close enough. It's definitely a good reminder. I don't recommend anybody else do this, because you might hurt yourself. But for me, this is just something I'm willing to do that I've decided for my life is worthwhile, as I want to see how I feel after toting around what I used to weigh. That is a lot better. I'm almost back to where I started from. Now, let's see if I can get you set back up here to take this off. Okay, let's see. Around this way. Let's see. Okay, we're back over here. So I'm going to set this on here so I don't break the straps. And I'm going to grab the camera and talk for just a minute. Wow, that feels so much better. It doesn't truly tell you how much better I truly feel, being 70 pounds lighter. But it sure feels a heck of a lot better not having that backpack on my back. I'll walk down here and back just because. And while I'm walking, I'm going to do a little talking. If you're substantially overweight, this is my system that works for me. I don't recommend it to anybody else. What I do recommend, or what I would hope, and what I hope to inspire people to do, is to find a healthy way for them to lose weight. My deciding for life system is a healthy way that I have been able to lose weight, and it's worked for me. But it may not work for you with your health conditions. It's very important for you to consult with your medical professionals in your life so that you know that what you're doing is safe for you and your medical conditions. I'm not a medical professional. I don't give any medical advice. But I can tell you, at least for me, this works. But what I would like for you to do, and what I hope to inspire you to do, is to find something to decide for your life, to find a system that works for you. Now I'm walking back down to the mailbox. I know this is going to make a little longer video than I wanted. However, I can tell you, this feels a whole lot better. I'm still a little winded, but that's because I had the backpack on, because I walk this all the time and I don't get tired. But it's kind of interesting, and I don't usually sit here talking to myself either, or talking to a camera. But I do feel 100 times better. And the thing is, when you've lost a substantial amount of weight, it's a feeling that you really can't describe to anybody. And this was the closest thing I could think to do that would, help me describe it to somebody. And that's really what I want to do with the book and the channel, is to inspire other people to live a healthier and happier lifestyle. When you look at our society today and look at how many people are overweight, and I was one of them, I've been over 265 pounds. I've been over 100 pounds heavier than I am now. So, I have a pretty good idea of what it feels like to be overweight. And I've also, when I was a kid, had struggles gaining weight. When I graduated from high school, I was 117 pounds and 5 foot 10 and a half inches tall. And I could eat like a horse and wouldn't gain weight. So I've been on both sides of that. So I really have an idea of how both sides of that coin feels. I can tell you, being within my BMI, being right within my BMI is so much more comfortable than I've ever been. It's so different. And people talk about, BMI is just, something that doctors talk about. But if you think about it, if you have less body mass that your heart has to provide blood for, and if you have less body mass that your lungs have to provide oxygen for, at least to me, I'm not a medical professional, but just to a normal layman, to me, that sounds like, the heart's going to have to work less. It sounds to me like the lungs would have to work less. And if those things are compromised and you're not as heavy and they don't have to work so hard, that seems like it would be a good idea. That's just my thoughts. Make sure you consult with your doctor on what's best for you. Now we're almost back there. And now I'm not winded anymore. It's kind of funny. It's kind of strange to sit here talking to a camera while I'm walking in my yard. But if it inspires somebody to have the feelings that I feel, of feeling so much better, being able to do so many more things, and not having the inability pain, and if you read my book or watch my videos, you'll know what I mean by that, and I'll give you a quick idea. Inability pain is the pain that you have when you can't do things that you'd like to do, or at least what I call inability pain, is when you can't do things that you'd like to do because you're overweight. That's an inability pain to me. I've been there, done that. This feels so much better. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and share this video if you know somebody it may truly help. Because that's really what my channel and my book is about, is helping people, decide for themselves what is healthy for them so that they can live a happier and healthier lifestyle. Thanks for watching, and may you have an awesome and healthier and happier day.